Good morning, students. Nowadays, we are studying the lesson from your Flamingo book, The Rat Trap, written by Selma Lazaroff. And in our previous video, we had studied that um, the peddler, with the money in his pocket, he felt quite pleased with his smartness, and it was not safe to walk on the public highway, he thought. So he turned off the road into the forest. Later in the day, he lost the way, and it was a big and confusing forest. To him, the world appeared to be a big rat trap, he was thinking before, but now it was his turn, and he had let himself be fooled by a bait and had been caught. And what was the bait? Those 30 kroners. And darkness was already descending over the forest, and finally when he saw no way out, he sank down on the ground. He was too tired, but soon he heard the sound of hammer strokes coming from an iron mill. Then he gathered all his strength and dragged himself towards the sound. Okay, and now what happened after that we will study in the next para. So move on the story, move on the next para. The Remjo iron works, which are now closed down, were not so long ago a large plant with a smelter, rolling mill, and forge. In the summertime, long lines of heavily loaded barges and scows slid down the canal, which led to a large inland lake. And in the winter time, the roads near the mill were black from all the coal dust which sifted down from the big charcoal crates. The Ramjo ironworks, which are now closed down, were not so long ago. And there was a iron works, and the name of that iron works is the Ramjo iron works, and which are now closed down. But not so long ago, it was a large plant with smelter, rolling mills, and forge, because that is the iron works, iron mill, iron factory. A large plant with smelter. Smelter means melting of iron. One who melts iron, that is called smelter. And rolling mills. Rolling mills means a factory that produced flat sheets of metal. Rolling mills and forge. Forge means the furnace, the place where the blacksmiths works. That is the forge. Um, and in the summertime, long line of heavily loaded barges and scows slid down the canals. And in the summertime, when iron factory works, then in summertime, long line of heavily loaded barges. Uh, Heavily loaded barges. Barges mean boats, and scows, barges and scows slid down. Scows means a flat bottomed boat. The boat which bottom was flat. So scows, barges, and all those things slid down the canal. Slid means sailing down the canal. So they slid down the canal with heavily loaded, which led to a large inland lake. They shifted, they separated, and in winter line, which led a large inland lake. There was a lake, inland lake, and in the winter line, the roads near the mill were black from all the coal dust which shifted down from the big charcoal crates. And so Big charcoal. Charcoal means the coal made from wood, and crates means baskets. And so there were big charcoal crates, and they were heavily loaded, and the barges and scows, the boats slid down from the canal, which led to the inland lake. The canal led to the inland lake, and the barges and scows went to inland lake. And in winter time the roads near the mill were black because of the charcoals, and the big charcoal crates were shifted down from one place to another, so the roads were black at that time. Okay. So it is the description of that iron works. And now, during one of the long dark evenings just before Christmas, the master smith and his helper sat in the dark forge near the furnace waiting for a pig iron which had been put in the fire to be ready to put on the anvil. And during one of the long dark evening, because that is the time of winter, so long dark evenings just before Christmas, it is because the time of December. So in the time of December, 25 December, the Christmas was near, and the master smith and his helper. Master means the expert. Master smith, like the blacksmith who works with the iron or in the iron factory. So he is called the blacksmith, or the who is the expert, that is the master smith. The master smith and his helper sat in the dark forge, dark place near the furnace. Furnace, it is the fireplace, um, waiting for the pig iron. And they were waiting for the pig iron. Pig iron means the raw iron, and um, which uh, which had been put in the fire. So pig iron, the raw iron that had been put on the fire to be ready to put on anvil. Anvil means an iron block on which a blacksmith hammers things. Blacksmith strokes by the hammers on that. So anvil, and that is an iron block. So they were preparing raw iron. They were putting raw iron on the furnace, and they were waiting that iron. They were sitting there. Every now and then, one of them got up to steer the glowing mass with a long iron bar, returning in a few moments, dripping with perspiration. Though, as was the custom, he wore nothing but a long shirt and pair of wooden shoes. And on the furnace, they put the pig iron, the raw iron, and they were boiling that iron on the furnace. And every now and then, after some times, one of them got up. There were some, the master smith was there, and his helper were there, and one of them got up to steer the glowing mass, because on the furnace the iron, the pig iron, the raw iron was boiling. And one of them got up in now and then, and with a long iron bar, the long iron rod, they steer the mass, the glowing mass. And returning a few moments, and when he steer the glowing mass with a long iron rod, and returned after a few moments. And in the time of December 25, at the time of Christmas, means the December, in the winter, um, he was dripping with perspiration, because there was a furnace, and there a lot of the temperature was very high, because he was near the furnace. Though, as was the custom, he one by one they got up and go to steer the glowing mass. He wore nothing, and the workers, they wore nothing but long shirt. They wore a long shirt and pair of wooden shoes. Okay. So the next paragraph. All the time there were many sounds to be heard in the forge. The big bellows groaned and the burning coal cracked. The fire boy shoveled charcoal into the maw of the furnace with a great deal of clatter. So all the time there were many sounds to be heard in the forge. The big bellows groaned. Bellows means the pipe that blow air. That is called bellows. Ground, groan means the sound of bellowing. Bellowing means the pipes that blows the air, the sound of blowing the air. So, and the burning coal cracked, spattering sound of charcoal, the cracking sound of charcoal. There were burning when the coal was burning, so the pieces of burn coal were cracked, so the sound produced there. The fire boy shoveled charcoal into the maw of the furnace. The fire boy shoveled means put through shovel by a shovel. What is shovel in Hindi? We can say it is a fawda, like a fawda. So the fire boy put throw charcoal by the shovel into the maw means like a big mouth. And what is the mouth? The mouth of furnace. In the mouth of furnace, the boy shoveled charcoal, throw the charcoal by shovel into the mouth of furnace, into the furnace, with a great deal of clatter. Great deal means a lot of clatter, means a loud sound. So there were many sounds: the burning sound, the bellowing sound, and the cracking of charcoal sound. So there were many sounds to be heard. Outside roared the waterfall, and a sharp north wind whipped the rain against the brick tiled roof. And into the furnace, there were many sounds of the charcoal breaking, the air bellowing, and the shovel produced the sound. And outside the furnace, outside the forge, there was a waterfall. So there came the sound of waterfall, and the sharp north wind. The sharp north wind was making a sound. Whipped means the sharp bellowing or the thrusting on the brick tiled roof. Okay. It was probably on account of all this noise that the blacksmith did not notice that a man had opened the gate and entered the forge until he stood close up to the furnace. And it was account of all this noise that a blacksmith did not notice that a man had opened the gate. A man had opened the gate and entered the forge. And who was that man? That peddler, who was sitting there in the forest and who was lost in the forest. He came there, and the peddler, the rat trapper. So that peddler came there, he opened the gate and he entered the forge. But the blacksmith did not notice him because there were so many sounds, so many noise. So it was probably on account that he did not heard the voice. Surely it was nothing usual for poor vagabonds without any better shelter for the night to be attracted to the forge by the glow of light which escaped through the sooty panes. Uh, it surely it was nothing unusual. So it was not unusual. Usually, poor vagabonds came there because they did not have any better shelter for the night. So they attracted to the forge, and because the glow of light came out through the sooty panes. Sooty panes mean the glass panes covered with smoky dust. And the panes means glass, the window glass, and those were covered with smoky dust. So that is called sooty panes. So the light came from those panes, those glasses, those windows, and this type of vagabonds like the peddler, they attracted there, and they came there usually, and to come in the warm themselves in front of the fire, and they came there to warm themselves and spent night there. The blacksmith glanced only casually and indifferently at the intruder, and the blacksmith when the blacksmith noticed that someone came there, so he glanced only casually, so he looked at him casually and indifferently means without caring. Casually means not intently, and he looked at him not intently without caring. The intruder means intruder is one who entered without permission, that is intruder. And who is intruder here? That peddler. Peddler was intruder. So that intruder came there, and blacksmith did not look at him very carefully, that he did not want to know that who was he. And he usually these types of vagabonds came there, used to come there. He looked the way people of his type usually did, with a long beard, dirty, ragged, and with a bunch of rat traps dangling on his chest. And these types of people usually came there, so he did not care with him. And with a long beard, and these types of vagabonds, like this vagabond, this peddler came there with a long beard, dirty and ragged clothes, and with a bunch of rat traps hanging on his chest. Okay, so he asked permission to stay, and the master blacksmith nodded a hearty consent without honoring him with a single word. And when the peddler asked for permission to stay there, the master blacksmith, who was the master blacksmith, nodded. He nodded. Nodded means only he moved his head. Only he nodded a hearty consent. Hearty means with the arrogant. Consent means the agreement. He gave permission with arrogant style, and he only nodded. He did not speak any word, and he only nodded his head without honoring him with a single word. So he did not speak any word, and he only shook his head. The tramp did not say anything either. He had not come there to talk, but only to warm himself and sleep. And the tramp means the peddler, tramp, vagabond, peddler, that rat trapper. So these are many words for him. So tramp did not say anything because he had not come there to talk. He did not want to talk, someone who talk with him, but only he went there to warm himself and to stay there, or to spend the night there. In those days, the Ramjo iron mill was owned by a very prominent iron master whose greatest ambition was to ship out good iron to the market. And in those days, the Ramjo Iron Works was owned by the owner of that iron works was a prominent iron master in those days. Prominent means a famous iron master, and whose greatest ambition, and the greatest ambition of that the iron master, that owner of the mill, was to ship out good iron into the market. Shape out to good iron. He wanted to send good iron into the market. He watched both night and day to see that the work was done as well as possible. So he watched both night and day. So he came there And at this time, at this very moment, he came into the forge on one of his nightly rounds of inspection. So he used to come there for inspection in daytime or in the night times. So at this time, when the vagabond was there, when the tramp was there, then mm, to his usually night round, on his usually night round, the iron master came there into the forge. Okay, naturally, the first thing he saw was the tall ragamuffin who had eased with his way so close to the furnace that steam rose from his wet rags. And naturally, the first thing he saw, and when the iron master came there, and he saw the first thing, the tall ragamuffin. Ragamuffin means wearing rags, a person who wears rags, a dirty clothes, who had eased with his way to close the hand. He was standing near the furnace, so close the furnace that steam rose from his wet rags, wet clothes. The iron master did not follow the example of blacksmiths, and iron master did not follow the example of blacksmith. Why? Because the blacksmith did not look at that man, and he did not care who is coming there. But iron master, who had hardly danged to look at the stranger, and danged means bothered. So who had hardly bothered to look at the stranger, the blacksmith, but the iron master. He walked close up to him, looked him over very carefully, then tore off his slouch hat to get a better view of his face. Slouch means bending, not straight, that is the bending hat. He tore off means he turned up his hat and look at that man very carefully. He so he could see the better view of his face. So he went near of that man. Okay, but of course it is you, Nils Olof. He said, "How do you look?" And when the iron master saw the face of that tramp, that peddler, he was surprised to see that. And so he said that, of course it is you, Nils Olaf. He said he recognized him, and he said him Niels Olaf. He spoke his name, and he said, Niels Olaf, it is you. By looking that tramp, that vagabond, that peddler. Okay, so it is the end of today's paragraph, and the next story we will carry on tomorrow, or the next day after tomorrow. But now it is the time of Hindi summary, so we are starting the Hindi summary now. तो हमने इसमें ये देख लिया था कि किस तरह से वो जो वेगाबॉन्ड है वो अपने ही बुने जाल में फंस जाता है, और वो दुनिया को कहता है, लोगों को कहता है कि ये सब दुनिया एक ट्रैप है, और ये सब ट्रैप में फंसे हुए हैं, और ये चक्कर लगाते हैं, ललचाते हैं, लालच में आकर के फंस जाते हैं। लेकिन आज वो खुद ही फंस गया है। वो उसने जब 30 क्रोनर्स चुराए हैं क्रॉफ्टर के, और वो 30 उस ओल्ड मैन के 30 क्रोनर वो बेट थी जिसके कारण वो फंसा। आज उसको रियलाइज़ हो चुका है कि वो उसने गलती की है, और वो इस जाल में फंस गया है, क्योंकि वो ऐसे जंगल में फंस गया था कि वहाँ से वो बाहर ही नहीं आ पा रहा था। बहुत परेशान, थका हारा ज़मीन पर बैठ गया। उसने आवाज़ सुनी कहीं हैमर स्ट्रोक्स की, फिर उसी डायरेक्शन में किसी तरह लड़खड़ाता वो आगे बढ़ा। आगे एक रैमजो आयरन वर्क्स है, एक फैक्ट्री है, आयरन फैक्ट्री, वो रैमजो उसका नाम है, रैमजो आयरन वर्क्स। और वो अभी क्लोज डाउन है, और बहुत समय नहीं हुआ है उसको, क्योंकि वो एक बड़ा प्लांट था जहाँ पर स्मेल्टर, रोलिंग मिल्स, फोर्ज, सब कुछ था। समर टाइम्स में वो लंबी लंबी लाइनें लगी होती थी। हैवी लोडेड जो बोट होती थी उनमें आयरन भर करके, और वो स्लिट डाउन होता था कैनल में, एक नहर में, जो कि इनलैंड लेक तक पहुंचता था। और विंटर टाइम में रोड जो बिल्कुल काली हुई रहती थी, क्योंकि कोल डस्ट, क्योंकि आयरन फैक्ट्री को चलाने के लिए कोल की ज़रूरत पड़ती, कोयले की ज़रूरत पड़ती थी, तो कोयले के कारण वो बड़ी बड़ी चारकोल क्रेट्स में जब वो कोयला जाता था तो पूरी सड़क काली रहती थी। अब वो आयरन वर्क्स उतना बड़ा तो नहीं है, लेकिन थोड़ा फिर भी चल रहा है अभी। और ड्यूरिंग वन ऑफ द लॉन्ग डार्क इवनिंग्स, और ये समय जो क्रिसमस से पहले का समय है, क्योंकि दिसंबर का महीना है, सर्दियाँ आ चुकी हैं और सर्दियों में जानते हैं रात लंबी होती है। तो सर्दियों के समय में जो मास्टर स्मिथ है, जो आयरन फैक्ट्री में काम करने वाले, जिसको लोहार आप कह सकते हैं, वो ब्लैक स्मिथ होता है, और जो उनका एक्सपर्ट है, उनका हेड है, वो मास्टर स्मिथ हुआ। तो मास्टर स्मिथ और उसके हेल्पर वहाँ बैठे हुए हैं फॉर्ज में। फॉर्ज कहते हैं जहाँ पर ये मिस्त्री लोग बैठते हैं, मिस्त्री खाना भी आप कह सकते हो, भट्टी के लिए भी यूज होता है फॉर्ज। और फर्नेस, फर्नेस मीन्स तो भट्टी ही होता है, जो उसकी भट्टी होती है। तो वो बैठे हुए हैं वहाँ फॉर्ज में, भरने फर्नेस के आगे, भट्टी के आगे, और पिग आयरन का इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं। जो कच्चा आयरन है और रॉ आयरन है, उसका इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि उसने फायर में उसको रखते हैं, वो उसको पहले उबालते हैं एक तरह से, और फिर उसको एनविल पे चढ़ाते हैं। एनविल पे चढ़ाने का मतलब जहाँ पर वो हैमर से उस पर मारते हैं और उसको शेप देते हैं लोहे को। तो ऐसे ही बीच बीच में से एक आदमी उनमें से उठ रहा है और लंबी रॉड से, लोहे की रॉड है, उससे उसको गोल गोल घुमाता है, क्योंकि फर्नेस पर, भट्टी पर, एक बड़े बर्तन पर वो आयरन, जो पिग आयरन है, जो रॉ आयरन है, वो उबल रहा है, भट्टी में चढ़ाया हुआ है, भट्टी में वो उबल रहा है, लिक्विड बना हुआ है उसका। तो वो जो जम न जाए, इसलिए वो लंबे रॉड से उसको बीच बीच में गोल गोल घुमाता है, और फिर कुछ समय बाद वापस आ जाता है। और क्योंकि दिसंबर का महीना, इतनी ठंड है, लेकिन जो व्यक्ति उसको लंबी रॉड से घुमाने जाता है, वह थोड़ी देर बाद पसीने से तर होकर के बाहर आता है, क्योंकि वहाँ पर इतना ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर है, इतनी ज़्यादा गर्मी है। तो इस तरह से वो, उन्होंने एक लंबी सी शर्ट पहनी हुई है और लकड़ी के जूते पहने हुए, वुडन शूज़ पहने हुए, लकड़ी के जूते। और पूरे समय पर वहाँ पर बहुत सारी आवाज़ें आ रही है फौज में। जो कोल है, जो कोयला है, उसके टूटने की आवाज़, उसके जहाँ पर बैलोज लगे हैं, मतलब हवा जाती है, जिसमें हवा की जाती है। आपने देखा होगा लोहार में कि वो एक पाइप होता है, उससे वो हवा डालते हैं पंखे को गोल गोल घुमा करके, जिससे कि वो आग और तेज़ भड़कती है और तेज़ होती है। तो उसकी आवाज़ आ रही है, कोल के टूटने की आवाज़ आ रही है, और जो लड़के हैं वो फावड़ों से कोयले को फर्नेस में डाल रहे हैं, तो उसकी भी आवाज़ आ रही है। और बाहर की तरफ वाटरफॉल है, उसकी भी आवाज़ है। और जो शार्प नॉर्थ विंड है, हवा बड़ी तेज़ी से चल रही है, और वो भी खिड़की पर, और ब्रिक टाइल्ड रूफ जो है छत पर, वो भी टकरा रही है, तो उसकी भी आवाज़ आ रही। तो इस तरह से बहुत सारी आवाज़ें हैं वो। और तभी वहाँ पर एक गेट खुलता है और एक इंट्रूडर, एक अजनबी व्यक्ति वहाँ एंटर करता है। अजनबी कौन है ये वही वेगाबॉन्ड है, ये वही ट्रैम्प है, ये वही पेडलर है, रैट ट्रैप जो बेचता है। वो वहाँ पहुँच गया है, उसने दरवाज़ा गेट खोला, अंदर चला गया और फर्नेस के नज़दीक तक पहुँच गया, भट्टी के नज़दीक। और उन लोगों ने शायद इसलिए इस पर ध्यान नहीं दिया है, क्योंकि वहाँ पर बहुत सारी आवाज़ें हैं, ब्लैक स्मिथ नहीं सुन पाया उसके गेट को खुलने की आवाज़। लेकिन ऐसा अक्सर उनके यहाँ होता है, क्योंकि बाहर ठंड रहती है, तो रात को जब ऐसी इस टाइप के वैगाबॉन्ड जो हैं, ये जो ये ऐसे घूमते रहते हैं लोग, जिनके पास कोई शेल्टर नहीं होता, कोई घर नहीं होता, तो वो खिड़कियों से जो रोशनी आती है, अंदर की भट्टी की रोशनी बाहर आती है, तो वो देखते हैं कोई है यहाँ, कोई तो वहाँ पे अपने आप को गर्म रख सकते हैं, तो ना रात गुजारने के लिए वो अंदर भट्टी में आ जाया करते हैं अक्सर। इसीलिए ब्लैक स्मिथ ने, जो मास्टर स्मिथ है, उन्होंने कोई ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं दिया उसकी तरफ, कैजुअली ऐसे ही देखा। और उसने जब वो अंदर आया, तो उसके लंबी दाढ़ी और गंदे कपड़े और चीथड़े जैसे कपड़े पहने हुए, और बंच ऑफ ट्रैप्स उसके छाती, उसके कंधे पर लटक रहे थे। और उसने अंदर आने की परमिशन मांगी मास्टर ब्लैक स्मिथ से। तो मास्टर ब्लैक स्मिथ ने उसको एक एरोगेंट दिखाते हुए खाली सिर हिला करके उसको परमिशन दी, उसके एक भी शब्द नहीं बोला। और ट्रैम्प जो था वो वहाँ कुछ बात करने के लिए तो आया नहीं था, केवल रात गुजारने के लिए, अपने आप को गर्म रखने के लिए आया था। तो वो भी चुपचाप खड़ा हो गया फर्नेस के पास जाकर। और रैमजो आयरन मिल्स का मालिक जो है आजकल एक प्रोमिनेंट आयरन मास्टर है। अब आयरन मास्टर माने जो उस पूरी फैक्ट्री का मालिक है, ओनर है। तो वो एक प्रोमिनेंट, एक फेमस आयरन मास्टर है जिसका एम्बिशन है कि एक अच्छा आयरन, अच्छा लोहा बना करके मार्केट में निकाला जाए। और वो रात दिन वहाँ पर चक्कर लगाता है और देखता है कि काम कितनी जल्दी हो और कितना अच्छा काम हो। तो इसलिए वो अपने इंस्पेक्शन के लिए रात में भी अपना राउंड लगाता है, दिन में भी घूमता है। ऐसे ही वो आज भी इसी तरह के नाइट राउंड पर वहाँ पर आया है। और जैसे ही वो आया तो उसने देखा एक लंबा सा रैगामुफिन, एक इंट्रूडर, एक अजनबी व्यक्ति जिसमें रैग्स कपड़े पहने हुए हैं, बिल्कुल चीथड़े जैसे, वो वहाँ खड़ा है फर्नेस के पास और उसके कपड़ों से, गीले कपड़ों से जो है स्टीम निकल रही है। आयरन मास्टर ने उस ब्लैक स्मिथ के जैसा एग्जाम्पल फॉलो नहीं किया, जैसे ब्लैक स्मिथ ने उस पर कोई ध्यान ही नहीं दिया था और उसकी तरफ देखने भी उसने ठीक नहीं समझा। खाली सिर हिला के उसको कह दिया हाँ ठीक है खड़ा रहे। लेकिन आयरन मास्टर जो मालिक था, यही अंतर होता है मालिक में और एक नौकरी करने वाले में। तो जो आयरन मास्टर था वो उसके पास गया, उसने उसको ध्यान से देखा, अपनी टोपी हटाई उसने ताकि उसके फेस को ठीक से देख पाए कौन है ये। और जैसे ही उसको देखता है, उसके फेस को आयरन मास्टर देखता है, तो आयरन मास्टर सरप्राइज हो जाता है और वो कहता है इट इज़ यू, अरे ये तुम हो नील सोलोफ। वो उसको पहचानता है, कुछ नील ओलोफ उसका नाम बोलता है, नील सोलोफ ये तुम हो। और तो इसी तरह से आज की हम स्टोरी यहाँ पर, आज का पैराग्राफ हम यहीं पर एंड करते हैं। और कल को फिर जब नेक्स्ट वीडियो आएगी तो उसमें आगे की स्टोरी बताएंगे। ओके।